Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I am going to be doing my August BoxyCharm unboxing. And in today's video, I am going to be using the products that are in the box and I use them to get this look. So if you guys are interested in seeing what I got and how they perform, then just keep watching. Okay, so this month's theme is Dusk Till Dawn. And the first thing that is in the box is some sponges. So it's Luxie sponges. They're a big like brush tools brand. These retail for $40 for the duo. So kind of like the same price as Beauty Blender. I will say they are not as like squeezy. They're a little more rubbery than the Beauty Blender. So I thought they were the same, so I took one and went and wetted it, but you can see that there's like a line right here. So this one must be, it says there's like, the way that they make it sound is that there's two different ones, which there is. It says the duo-sided beauty sponge is best used damp and made for your liquid complexion products. So that must be this one, which is good because this is the one that I wetted. And then it says this sponge absorbs blah, 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 blah. And then the microfiber sponge, which must be this one, used dry will apply your powder products smoothly, or used wet will apply your liquid products with no lines of demarcation. So we're going to use this one dry for powder and this one wet with our liquid products. Okay, so I already have primed my skin, so I'm just gonna go ahead and put some foundation out. I am in the process of like trying to slough off a spray tan. So I'm like in between shades and I have like a bunch of dots like of spray tan all over the place. So just bear with me. This is probably going to be too dark. I don't know. I don't have a mirror. I need a mirror. All right. I was not thinking with that one. Okay. So I'm going to use the bottom of the sponge, which is what I normally use to apply foundation. It's soaking up a lot of product. Like a lot of product. But I do also feel like when products are, when sponges are new, they soak up more product. So like if I have like, I'm going somewhere and I want to have clean like brushes and sponges, I always use them once, at least once before I take them to like a special event or whatever. So like if I'm traveling to go to a wedding or whatever and I want to have like clean brushes, I will clean them like the week of and use them like a time or two before the actual wedding, because then I feel like I get a better application for like the event I'm trying to look nice for. It does a good job though. It just took a couple passes. Still not quite. I'm gonna add just a little bit more CC cream just to get a little more coverage on these cheeks and forehead. Okay. Okay, first impression overall, nice sponge. Okay, next I'm gonna go in with some concealer. And we'll try the other end of the sponge. I got a couple spots that we treated during my facial, so I got a little redness where some of the scabs fell off, and then a couple of scabs still, so we'll just try to cover those up. Yeah. It's not... I don't know. I feel like I need to give it a couple more opportunities to prove itself once it's gotten a little dirty. Like, I know that sounds weird to say, but I honestly feel like they perform better. Same with like bristled brushes. Like, it's not just the sponge. I'm telling you, like, if you're doing your own makeup for like an event, have clean brushes, but have used them like once or twice. Okay, that blended out nicely, and I'm still getting good coverage. I think I kind of like this end better than the other end. But I like using the big end for foundation, because otherwise if you use this, like, this takes forever because it's way smaller. Okay, I'm gonna put some concealer on as my contour slash bronzer. All right, and then we'll just blend that out. Okay, then I'm gonna go in with a little bit of liquid blush or cream blush and just dip it in and just put that on. And then I'm gonna go in and set my under eyes with some translucent setting powder. And I'm gonna use the dry sponge to do that. But first, I always like to go in with whatever I use to apply my concealer, whether it be a brush or sponge, and just blot this out a little bit. Smooth out from those lines. And then go in with the powder to set it down nicely. Okay. I mean, it picks it up, but that is way more, like, picks up way more powder than I would normally put down. So, not quite sure. Oh yeah, like, that's a lot of powder that just grabbed. Like, gonna be dried out. Just kind of blend that out a little better. So this is kind of more like if you're trying to like bake, which I'm not. I'm just trying to set. But good like baking sponge if you're looking for that. So thoughts on the sponges. For the same price as a beauty blender, I don't think they're as good as a beauty blender. However, that is my personal opinion. I have a strong relationship with beauty blenders, I know. But good sponges, you know. The thing with Luxie though is you have to like order it from somewhere. I don't know that there's anybody that sells it. Maybe if you went to like a boutique, but like we don't have that where I live. So like you would have to order it. Whereas like a beauty blender, I can just go to the store and buy one like that same day. So that's kind of the downside with these, but it's a good product. Good product. I would say if you're interested, it's worth the money. So, okay, I am going to set the rest of my face and then we'll be back to try the next product. Okay, so the next product in the box is Opv Beauty, which I don't think I've ever heard of. I may have gotten another Opv product in another box, but Not a brand that's really on my radar. It is their Glow Perfect Face Palette. So it's a trio and it retails for $34. So unfortunately it arrived broken. So we're gonna have a little bit of a mess with this one, but this is what the box looks like. And then the palette is like a rose gold metallic-y, which now is super dirty with fingerprints. Okay, so I'm gonna try to show you this carefully without dumping it all over the place. So it is a trio. There we go. So you get a bronzer, a blush, and a highlight. So we're gonna use those today. The bronzer is the one that broke. So I'm taking a smaller brush so I can not make a huge mess with it, hopefully. Ooh, lots of fallout with this one. But good color payoff. And it's a pretty good shade for me, which if you guys have seen any of my other BoxyCharm unboxings, you'll see that shade matching is not really their specialty. Okay, come on, blend, baby, blend. It's kind of clumping in one spot. It's not my favorite. Yeah, it's not my favorite bronzer. It's not blending super great. It's okay. It's meh. Okay, let's go in with some blush. This blush is very, very bright, so I'm actually going to use that same brush. Take a little. And it's just like a flirty pink. Oh yeah, that's a pretty blush. We're just going to put that over where we put that cream blush. It's bright. I mean, this is more like spring summer blush. I'm not quite sure why we're getting it in an August box. Maybe should have gotten it in like April's box. It's very bright. So I got another highlighter, but this one I think is like iridescent, like multiple colors. So I think I'm gonna use the highlight in the palette and then I'll just swatch the other one for you guys. So let's go ahead and put a little bit of this on. This looks more like a champagne-y color, more something I would wear for a highlight. Oh yeah, that's good. So I'm gonna be honest, I have not worn much highlighter in the last like year because I have to wear a mask at work and like it comes to like here. So I'm not gonna put highlight right there. It's just gonna rub off from the straps. And then it covers my nose and my Cupid's bow, which are like the two other spots that I normally highlight. So yeah, I haven't worn a lot of highlighter in the last year, but this one's pretty nice. Do a little, I mean, it blended out really nicely. It looks like it's like blended well with the skin. It's not just like sitting there. I do think the blush is very colorful, very pigmented, good color payoff, highlight good. Bronzer a little dry for my liking. I'm wondering if it wasn't broken, if it would be better. I'm not quite sure. I don't normally buy those color palettes where it's 3-in-1 because a lot of times I don't like all three colors. So I don't usually do that, but not bad. Okay. All right, let's move on to the next one. My heart is broken, okay? I got this and I saw this and I knew exactly what it was and I was so excited. It is the Natasha Denona Cupid palette, which is just like a mini palette, and Natasha Denona eyeshadows are life. They're expensive, but they are so pigmented. They last all freaking day and they are just beautiful, okay? This palette retails for $48. And this is how she arrived. That one is broken in the middle, which shimmers are so hard to repair. But then the package is also broken right here. And we have like sharp plastic, so that's great. I'm going to try and like Gorilla Glue this because the colors in this palette are beautiful, okay? So anyway, we're gonna use it. And while we use it, I'm gonna tell you a story about how I reached out to BoxyCharm and said, hey, I got my box this week. Unfortunately, 2 of the products in it, which are 2 out of the top 3 most expensive products, are broken, okay? So I sent them a picture and everything and they said, hey, sorry to hear that. Can you send us a picture of the broken items with your shipping label? Oh, well, also I said, I think the bronzer broke in transit, okay? However, this, like the box was not damaged at all. So this was definitely dropped prior to being put into the BoxyCharm box. I don't know if it was on the Natasha Denona side or on the BoxyCharm side, but it was broken before it went into the box. And this box looks intact, so nobody would have known that, but you're gonna try and make the shipper pay for the damaged goods? Like, it wasn't the shipper on this one. I guarantee to you, the science does not add up, okay? Anyway, so I sent them all of that, and they responded back and said, so we're switching warehouses right now, so unfortunately we're unable to replace the products, which I would have happily sent them back for undamaged goods. However, here's a $6 credit to your account. To my BoxyCharm account, not to like my credit card, no, to my BoxyCharm account. So I did the math, okay? And those 2 products for retail value is $82 combined, okay? The rest of the 3 items that are in the box retail for $83, okay? So we're pretty much at 50% of the value of the box by those 2 items. And sitting at the cost of $30 a month, how do you get $6? Anybody? Your math is bad. Your math is real bad. So, for those of you who have watched any of my other BoxyCharm videos, you hear me like complain about how the shade matches are bad, like, and my skin tone in my profile says like fair to light, and I always get stuff that's way too dark. I can't use it. So at this point when they were like, here's $6, I was just like, okay, yep, we're gonna cancel. So I don't know if I'll make the cutoff for next month's box, but this may be my last BoxyCharm box. which is a little sad because I've had BoxyCharm for so long. But it's just like, you guys have been sucking lately. And like, the product I'm so excited about, a Natasha Denona product that I would actually go out and buy myself, came damaged. And you're not even gonna give me enough money to replace it. And like, if you look at like when they have Natasha Denona palettes, like in the add-on sales or just sales from BoxyCharm website, the cheapest I've ever seen them is $12. So I can't even like buy a new one with my $6. So I don't know. I'm gonna go on their website and see if I can afford anything out of that store that interests me. But at this point, I think I'm just gonna be like, keep your $6, people. Like, seriously? I've been a loyal customer to you for years and you're gonna give me $6? Cool. Thanks. Like, whether it's your fault or not, like, whatever. I know times are tough, but now you just lost a subscriber. And not only just a subscriber, like, I'm somebody who posts content for them. Like, I'm not like a person for them, but like, I do it on my own time. But like, come on, come on, come on. Just disappointed. But this palette is beautiful. I'm so sad that this shimmer broke. Oh, it's like the perfect shimmer color because it's like, I don't even know how to describe it. It's like a pewter shimmer. Like, it's just beautiful. That's one thing, like Natasha Denona shimmers, like, if you were looking, this is with a dry brush, people. That is a dry brush. That is more metallic than my highlight, okay? Anyway, if you are looking for a good shimmer shadow, spend the money, go get a Natasha Denona single or one of like the mini palettes with a shade that you like in it, because it's worth it just for like the one shadow. But you'll change your mind and you'll love the whole palette, trust me. I got one, the like, I think it was Sunset palette, like OG gold, and never looked back. After that, I was like, I need everyone. Okay, like, I can't even close this. This makes me so sad. Okay. We're really gonna try and glue that, and I don't know. I don't know. We're just gonna try and make it work. Okay, let's look at the next product in the box. The next product is from Aesthetica. Haven't heard of it. It is the Starlight Highlighter. Create a multi-dimensional radiant glow. Okay. See, retails for $25. So just a black circle and compact. Reminds me of like NYX blushes that used to come in these packages. Okay. Ah! Okay. So it is very pink. Very pink. Like a pink gold maybe. I mean, that is not really something that I would ever put on my face. Like, I don't go to like festivals or anything like that. We're gonna do just a little. Yep, that's enough. Yep, that's enough. I mean, that's pink. It's very pigmented and very, come on, focus on it, metallic. So if you are into things like that, that's for you. It's not for me, so I'm gonna put it in my box for other people to go through, along with a lot of my other BoxyCharm products. Okay. The last item in the box we're gonna use, and then I'll finish the rest of my look and come back. It is from Beauty for Certain Deluxe Lipstick. Just a regular lipstick, long-lasting deluxe lipstick, extra matte finish with a silky smooth application and velvet texture you crave. Retails for $18 and I got the shade number 18. So let's go ahead and put this on. Now I'm not gonna do a liner or anything yet because I want you guys to see like the true color. Not super silky smooth application, it's kind of dry. Not like dry, just like matte dry. Okay. Definitely matte. I see the like velvety like finish to it. It's a little peachier than I would normally use, but probably with a liner it would be a color that I would use. Make the top slightly. Just a little more arched. There. I don't like that straight across lip look. It's not for me. Not for me. But I also don't have lip injections, so maybe that's why. But it's a nice color. Like a good, like everyday nude. Nothing crazy. I think it'd be nice with like maybe a slightly pinker liner or a slightly more brown liner, but like close to the same shade. That way it's not like too dramatic. It's just adding to the lipstick and making it a little more of like a wearable color. Very comfortable though, not super drying, just kind of dry on application, but mattes tend to be like that. You know, you gotta kind of work it a little bit to get it going, but I like it. Normal like lipstick price, $18. So I have never heard of that brand BFC. Packaging super cute, super like 90s retro, like everything is right now. But all right, I'm gonna finish my look and we'll see how it looks. All right, I'm back and this is the completed look. I did actually go ahead and go in with a kind of mid-tone pink lip liner and just put that on the outer edges and the outer corners a little bit, just to change the shade of the lipstick a little bit, and I like the way that it turned out. So obviously this is a very like romantic type of look. Once I saw that it was the Cupid palette, I wanted to kind of go with that, so I went with like a flirty romantic top to match the look a little bit. But I think all in all, everything worked together really nicely. This isn't really the type of lip I would go for with like this shade of eyeshadow, but I think with the pink liner, it draws the look in a little bit better to make it look a little more cohesive. So, but all in all, definitely my favorite product which is why I'm heartbroken about it being broken, is the Natasha Denona Cupid Palette. I mean, it's just so beautiful. And these shadows, I swear, they are just the best out there. Like, honestly they are. So probably most excited about that. The sponges, I did go ahead and put away with my other sponges. And so I think I'll use them. I don't know how often. I'm gonna try and play with them and see if they work a little bit better after they've been used a couple times. Because it says they don't absorb as much product, so we will see. So I'm interested to see if I'll get a BoxyCharm next month or not, but if not, thank you for watching my BoxyCharm unboxings for the last several years. We'll have to think of something else to put in their spot. So not necessarily a subscription box, but if you have any videos that you'd like to see, let me know in the comment section below and I will try to work on those. But that's it for today's video. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed it and we'll see you in the next one.